If you'd like to learn how to make a part follow your player while they move around when they're close enough, keep watching and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Welcome to Roblox Snippets. Alright, so in the intro video I showed an arrow that I was using. However, in this one we're going to make a sphere. It'll do exactly the same thing with a face on it. So if we come up to home and then find our parts, and on the drop down underneath choose sphere, and that will put one into the workspace for us. Now come over here and change the name of it if you like to, we'll call it face part, as we're going to put a face on it. So before we do that, we need to work out where the front of this is. So if we right click on the face part and then click on show orientation indicator, you'll notice that this little blue arrow pops up here, and the front of it is over here. So now we'll get a face to put onto our sphere. So if you come up to Toolbox, and it'll open up this window, and then under Marketplace here on the drop down, come down to Images, and in the search bar just type in face. Now you can put in anything you like in here, okay, but I'll get just this green round face here. I think will work pretty well. Now I'm already clicked on the face part here, so if I left click on that, then it's going to add this decal straight onto the part, and it's put it straight on the front face. Okay, now if that didn't happen, you can come down the bottom here and have a look through here, and you'll see the face, where to put it. So, and it'll have a drop down, and if I wanted to move it to the back, it'd move it over there, etc. However, we want to leave it on the front. Right, so if you've got it looking like that, that's all good. Now you can change the color of the part if you wish. I might make mine say black, so the face stands out, and we are good to go. All right, now what's going to happen is we'll add a script to this, and this little green face is going to follow the player wherever they are when they are close enough to the part. All right, so let's add a script to our face part now. So over here, click on the plus and find script underneath and add it in. And I'll just get rid of this down the bottom here. We'll get rid of hello world, and we're good to go. So the way we're going to do this is we will use a service which is called the well, we use a couple of services, the players service and the run service. So let's get those first. Local players equals game, and then get service, and we're after the players, and that will get us all of the players that are currently in the game. Below this we'll get our other service, so a local, and we'll just say RS, short for run service, and game, get service, run service. Now we'll create a variable for the part itself, so let's just call it face, and that will be script.parent. Alright, so there are all the variables we really need to make this run. Now if you've never used run service before, it runs a function over and over again very quickly. So we'll create a function here that will be called turn to face. So this function will be run using, down the bottom here, the run service dot stepped. Now if you read this, it says fires every frame prior to the physics simulation. So you can see down the bottom, that's what we're doing, run service stepped. We're going to connect this function to it so that it runs over and over again. So stepped, connect, and we're going to run the turn to face function. Alright, so notice that there's no parentheses at the end here, like here. It just runs up here. So now we can do all of our code inside of here to make the script run. So the first thing that we want to do, if we had multiple players in the game, or characters, we want to get a hold of all of those so that we can work out, is one of those characters close enough to our part here for us to run this code. So we'll create a variable here called all characters, and we get that by saying game.workspace and get descendants. Now you might think, oh well, that'll get buildings and everything, and you are quite correct. So we need to filter out now by using a for loop and a conditional statement to work out which ones are characters. So we say for underscore, which basically means however many items there are inside of the table, all characters. Each character in pairs, and we're going to loop through all characters folder. So it's not really accurate that this is all characters, but that's what we're looking for. So it sort of makes sense when we write our code down here. Now, as we loop through each of those items, we want to work out, is one of those a humanoid, because that's what's inside of our characters. So we can say, if each character is a and humanoid, then. So remember, when you use get descendants, that gets not only the characters in there, or the characters running around, but all the parts underneath. So their humanoid, their foot, their hat, everything, all right, and returns it as one big list. So we're looking for a part called humanoid, and then we can work out, well, if we can find this part, its parent must be a character. So under here we can write local character equals each character dot parent. Whoops, parent. And we know we've got a hold of a character that we can now work with to make our part move. So the special part inside of a character is the humanoid root part, which is the one we're going to use to turn the part or recognize in the player. So local HRP for humanoid root part equals character, and we will find first child humanoid root part. And I'll just get rid of these windows. And we're going to use this to determine how close is this character or its humanoid root part to the face part. All right, and so we'll create here a local target, and it will be equal to, and we'll put a set of inverted commas, brackets here, and inside of here we're going to say humanoid root part dot position. Then we're going to subtract the face dot position, and outside of here put a dot and type magnitude. So what magnitude does is it subtracts this this number from this, and when you say magnitude, it will reduce it to a single number. So we can use this to determine, as these parts get closer together, this number gets smaller, and because of that we can use a conditional statement to work out how far away or the player is from the part, and whether we run code or not. So we say if target is less than or equal to, and we'll say 20. Now you can put any number in here, 200 or 2000, but it's represented basically in studs, so how far away. And then, right? Now, this is where the code will run to do something when the player is close enough to the part. And in our case, what we'll do is we might change the face dot brick color to equal a new brick color dot new, and let's make him really red. And when they're not so close, we can change it back to say face dot brick color equals brick color dot new, and I just made mine black. So when the player is close, it'll have the face and it'll turn really red, and when the player moves away, the sphere will turn back to be black. Now the only other line that we need to add in here is to make the face part face the player. So we say face dot cframe equals cframe dot look at, And when you use this cframe.lookat, it's going to take the part that you want to turn first, and then we put in what it is you want to look at. So in this case, the part we want to turn is the face, and then a comma, and we want to look at the humanoid root part dot position, and there should be face dot position here, sorry. Right, and that is all of the code we need to give this a run and see if it works. So come up and to view and turn on the output window down the bottom in case we have any errors, and we'll give it a quick save and let's play. Alright, so I'm all loaded in, and because I'm already close, notice that the sphere has turned red, and if I move, the green face is going to follow me. Even if I jump over the top, you'll see that the face turned and it came. Move over this way, and I haven't anchored this part, so see, it's a problem. It's rolling away now. Right, so let's stop that, and to stop that rolling we can come in and anchor the part. So down here, anchored, and I'll run it again. So as you see now it's anchored. I can move around and jump over the top or run into it even, and it's not going to move anymore, but still works exactly as we planned. And the face, even when I jump over it, turns to be the correct way up. And if I move far enough away, then nothing happens. Okay, so it goes inactive, and when I get less than 20 studs, it becomes active again. Very useful for anything that you want to track, like guns or etc., different parts. I'm sure you can come up with many examples to use this code. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos. If you found this video useful, subscribe now. For more information about my online courses, go to mrbrendanross.com.